All right, good evening. You are back listening to WGGJ, the Groovemasters Worldwide Radio, here with your cinnamon host crunch, Jack Spade Jackson, a.k.a. Blue Crab Billy the Oyster Killer. I am here again with Brother James Peteet of the CoupleUp Card Game, and he has brought with him Miss Pria, co-creator of the CoupleUp Card Game. Go on and tell us about yourselves, y'all.
What's going on, y'all? James Peteet, creator CoupleUp Card Game from gorgeous Prince George's, Maryland. Back my brother Jack Speed.
And I am the infamous Pria, Miss CoupleUp Card Game.
So where can we find you on your social media platforms?
So you can find me at CoupleUp Card Game. My personal page, you can find me at jfiasco20.
And you can find me at Capria Carter on Instagram.
All right, y'all, right? And they can also be found at coupleupgame.com, right?
Absolutely. Yes. You grab your card game, all them expansion packs, especially the sexual healing pack for all your sexual needs and desires.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Oh, don't forget about the book, y'all. What about the book?
Don't forget about the book, Tabletop Creations, 5 Ways to Create Your First Profitable Card Game. You can also grab that on the site.
That's right. That's right. All around hustlers. That's power couple. So this week we're going to get into a little Q&A section. This is something to complement Tender Tales, if you will. You know, whether we do it before, after, or during. You know, sometimes you get
right.
tender all the way around, you know. So the first one here is actually for both of you, but I definitely want to know what you think, Miss Pria, because I don't often get to ask females this. I ask my bros this all the time, and they agree with me. Is it wrong to ask a woman that you've met online if she was born a woman?
Whoa there.
Hey, that's
Hey.
safety and protection. You feel me?
You're right. That's a fact.
Because I'm saying,
I would say in the day and age in which we live now, no. I can see how some people would be offended, but it actually is a question that needs to be addressed before you go any further, especially if you're meeting online.
Oh, yeah.
Especially.
all right, look, I appreciate that, because I feel like if you want honesty and clarity, that goes both ways, you know?
And absolutely.
Now, that has been the end of many a conversation for me on Tinder, Bumble, even on Kinked. Like,
yeah.
Hey,
Yo, we got a phone. Bro, they really been trying to hit you with the okie doke, bro.
Nah, bro, I don't even feel like it's been the okie doke. I feel like they're actually women, but they're offended that I asked. Like, I'm saying they look mannish. Nah, nigga, like, some of the trickiest things I done seen has been gorgeous, quote unquote, women. And I don't want to be politically incorrect, because you identify as who you identify and all of that. But I remember when I was in the service, and like I've been to 30 countries by the time I was 22, and you had to watch out for ladyboys, because in some of the Asian countries where you don't typically see a lot of strong features, kind of them androgynous faces, they pull the switch up on you, baby.
Yes.
You seen The Hangover?
Yeah. Gotta watch it. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ask your questions, man. You gotta make sure you understand who you putting your time into, who you dealing with, sleeping with. If it come to that, look, don't be offended. I just gotta know.
Man, Ella, I just wondered.
I think that's important.
That Jane has killed conversations.
And that means the conversation wasn't supposed to be had. Like, look.
Yeah. I agree.
I appreciate that. All right, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause here on WGGJ, the Groovemasters Worldwide Radio. Stay tuned.
I remember laying with you, your hands down my spine. Don't try to act like that night you weren't mine. I need your energy. Will you get high with me? I know you feel the chemistry. Baby, just let it be. Come on, come on, come on. I know you want it. I know that you feel something.
And we are back. You are listening to Blue Crab Billy the Oyster Killer. You know, the people call me Jack Spade Jackson of WGGJ, the Groovemasters Worldwide Radio. I am here with Pria and Peteet, Peteet and Pria of the CoupleUp Card Game, running this QnA thing because I've got questions on my mind and I need somebody other than my smoking partners to answer them.
Look, we need to pay him just for intros alone. Like, they be so smooth and they run. I feel like he don't even plan them. That's the crazy thing. They just come off the top.
Well, I appreciate it. You know, I try to give them what they want. You know, trademarked, giving them what they want. All right. Question for you. Would you change your everyday behavior for someone that you just met? Now, I know a lot of men tend to, and women tend to, you know, put their best selves forward, you know, to be more appealing, but I tend to just be myself today, tomorrow, and yesterday. So would you change your everyday behavior for somebody you just met? Like we talked about last week with the woman that doesn't like cursing, but she wants to converse with you and you tell her that you do curse, or the woman or the dude has asthma and they know you smoke and they still pursue you, or your partner's vegan and you aren't, and you know, like, would you change your behavior for somebody that you just met?
So I'm going to let you, because I answered this one last week and I was like, nah. But of course I gave more context, but you go ahead and.
No, I would say no. I would not change my behavior for someone I just met, only because I've been in the situation where someone tried to do that with me and it didn't work out. So as time went on, even if he tried to adjust or change his behavior, I guess in the courting stage when we just started talking, and of course you go through the whole QnA telling the person what you do and don't like, what you will and won't accept, and they want to be with you. You know, you find you look good, you check off all that.
Check off the boxes.
Yeah, you look good on paper. You look good all the way around. So they try, but they slide back into their old ways. And if it's really a deal breaker most times, or if it's really something you don't want to deal with, you find yourself upset more often than what you should. Whereas if the person just was upfront and they didn't try to change who they were, or you just decided that that wasn't the person for you, you wouldn't have had to go through all the hoops and
yeah.
The rigmarole.
Yeah. Jumping through all the hoops.
I feel you. But now I ask that because, you know, some folks do that, and even, you know, having kind of gotten back in touch with some exes, asking them, you know, just, you know, how they felt about things then and now. They was like, yeah, you know, I did this for you and that for you, and I changed who I was. And I was like, baby, I told you off bucks that I was going to be the same person. You didn't believe me when I told you, because like you saw what you wanted to see. And I didn't ask you to change. I thought you was doing all of this because this is who you are. This is part of the package I'm attracted to. So don't, and I tell them, I say, don't change up on me in like 4 or 5 months. Like, look, because I smoke, I drink, I was supposed to stop, but I can't.
It just is who you are. Like, especially like in like to the beginning stages, like, I'm not about to change all this. And I don't even know if I really want to be with you off the rip. Like, I gotta at least get into the relationship. Be like, all right, is this who I want to spend the rest of my life or extended period of time, whatever the case may be. Again, the asthma jump. All right, she has asthma. I'm a smoker. I want to be with her, make her happy, feel safe and secure. I'm gonna have to chill on the smoking, or just like cut it off all the way completely, but not off the rip, not immediately. Like, I gotta figure out whether you're even worth, you know, that change anyway.
But I mean, you're not gonna be able to constantly be around her. When you think about it, you're not gonna be able to constantly be it really, I guess, gets touchy, because especially when in situations like that, because that's a deal breaker in the beginning. You know what I mean? So it doesn't go anywhere after that. Now, in my situation, you try to change that up front. So you're like, okay, I really want to be with her. She has asthma, so I'm going to cut back on the smoking, or I'm going to try to smoke less. But as time go on, you realize that you smoking, that's probably your leisure. You know, that's how you relax. So you find yourself slipping back into it during certain moments, and it just causes problems as time goes on.
Now, I do feel you on that. Now, with the asthma situation, I actually was in an extended relationship and lived with a female who had asthma, and I'm a smoker. Like, I've been smoking cigarettes for most of my life now. Like now, I had a large enough, place where it wasn't like, I'm smoking right in her face, but yeah, it would be smoky around that rascal sometimes. And I would keep windows open, and I would have air purifiers, and she wasn't, having asthma fits and stuff like that. I think like she may have been taking prednisone or something like that. Cause I had asthma, ironically enough, terribly when I was younger, and about the time I started smoking and swimming, I was hitting my growth spurt, and it just was like, I outgrew the shit. I ain't lying. Not lying. I went from having an oxygen tank to chain smoking 2-3 cigarettes after running 8 or 9 miles. Like, yeah, it was ridiculous. But so I wanted to ask about that because, it wasn't a problem in our relationship. Like that actually didn't come up as an issue at all. And I don't like, my house to smell smoky. So, I'm big on, having scents around or incense or airflow or something. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, do you think, because that made me think of as a follow-up question, do you think that it's inconsiderate for you to not go ahead and make a change for somebody? Like if they don't say anything about it, is it inconsiderate to not change?
You say if they don't mention it at all?
Yeah, like if it hasn't presented itself, like it ain't been no jokes about it, nobody's mentioned it to you, she hasn't mentioned it, you haven't seen, her going off and puffing the inhaler on the slide, like,
Right. I would say common sense should kick in at some point until you, again, for each situation it'd be different, but for that one in particular, also we know that's a respiratory issue. We know smoking around it would cause respiratory issues. I would think that the person, again, would put on their common sense hat and say, you know what, I need to relax, because maybe they don't see it, but this is a detriment to their health. But I could understand that they didn't, because then they could always go back and say, well, they never told me it was an issue. So why would I change something that clearly is not something that doesn't bother them?
Yeah.
And I'm super big on.
Yeah, I know. If you don't tell me,
don't expect me to read your mind. Don't expect me to just know what you want me to do. I'm really big on telling people exactly what I want, what I don't want. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm not going to deal with. So I kind of sometimes expect that in return. I like to be really upfront. If you want me to stop doing something, I will tell you if I don't want to stop doing it. Like, we can talk it out. We can figure it out. But I at least need to know what you want. Or else I'm going to just go through, my regular everyday life, and I'm going to think you don't have a problem with it because you have not mentioned it. I'm really big on just telling me. Tell me what it is.
Tell me what you want.
They don't know about that. They don't know.
All right, we're going to take another little break for station identification and to give the people a little bit more of what they want musically. All right, we are here again with Peteet and Pria and Peteet on the QnA, here with Jack Spade Jackson, aka Blue Crab Billy the Oyster Killer, sometimes called Slim Slippery if you ask your mama. Here on WGGJ, Tha Groovemasters Worldwide Radio.
You say you love me, but I don't. Yeah. You say you love me, but I don't. I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love no more. Yeah, I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love. I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love no more. Yeah, I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love. I hate that I'm in my feelings. It feel like you switching up. Could you just say what the deal is? You already know what's up. And usually I ain't the type for the begging, but baby, you got me stuck. I gave you some time so your feelings could set in, but damn, could you hit me up? Like what the fuck? What happened to late night phone calls? What happened to morning texts? I send you a message and you don't reply, and that shit kinda got me vexed. And it's been a couple weeks now, and baby, you got me stressed. So I'm about to hit the Ariana G and just give you what think you next, cause I really don't like what you do to me. Really not worth all my energy. Was way better off on my own. That's why I'ma leave you alone. If it was meant to be, then it'll be. But right now I need you away from me before I feel nothing at all. But could you still give me a call? Or fuck it, do nothing at all. It seems like you made up your mind, and the summers they turn into fall. And baby, you know that I ain't got the time. You even unfollow me on the gram. And really, girl, all I can say is damn. Like, for real? That's crazy. You say you love me, but I don't. Yeah. You say you love me, but I don't. I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love no more. Yeah, I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love. I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love no more. Yeah, I don't feel the love no more. I don't feel the love.
Hey, you are back listening to Jack Spade Jackson with Peteet and Pria here doing the QnA on WGGJ, Tha Groovemasters Worldwide Radio. And just in case you're tuning in for the first time, you can find me at _Groovemasters on Instagram, that's THA, or www.thegroovemasters.com. Again, that's THA Groovemasters.com. And you can find Peteet and Pria on at CoupleUp Card Game on Instagram or CoupleUp.com, where you can purchase the book or the card game, or you can find them at their privates or their personals. So, when we last left off, we were discussing some of my habits and some of my maybe unsuccessful conversational tactics in my online dating experiences. So we're gonna slide this Q&A to the next page in the book. Let's see.
Run the book. Run the book.
In the big black book. Now, here's one that really like this. I've gotten accused of being mean for this shit a lot. So I need to ask. Women say to be bluntly honest about what you want and how you feel. For the men, do you feel like you can truly express yourself without consequence?
Why you say your head?
No.
How you gonna answer for me? You don't know.
I do. I know you. Absolutely not. But break it down for them. Break it down.
Ain't no break it. So I mean,
give the people what they want. Tell the truth.
Right.
I want
Give
you
them what they
gone.
want.
I mean, I honestly, no. Again, that could be a sense of insecurity first and foremost. You does not believe in your girl and she says you can be completely honest. But I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, when you end up being completely honest, it's always something that they find to be mad about. And then we're like, see, that's what happens when I'm completely honest. You get mad about something that really ain't my fault, and now I'm back in my shell, keeping to myself, and now you mad again because now I'm not talking to you. But when I talk to you, you get mad. So it's like, you know what, I'm better off just being quiet and trying to adjust to certain things as opposed to me just being out forth like, hey, this is what I do or do not like, X, Y, and Z. Now you go ahead, since you know everything. Go ahead.
So I think it's more about how you say it and when you say things. So I think you can be honest without consequence, and I think it might be, depending on what the situation is, I think it might be a nice setup, maybe for a dinner. Maybe you gotta take me out. Like, if you want to tell me something and you think I'm gonna be, a little upset, a little, angry about it, make it nice and cozy. Like, you can still get your point out. I'm gonna still be happy, especially if food is involved, and you can get whatever you need to get off your chest. I'm gonna be pretty accepting to it because I'm pretty full. You know what I'm saying? I think it just really matters how.
You gonna mess around and be a fat lady fooling with me then.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I gotta feed you every time we about to talk about something.
Right, like
It works.
I'm gonna be broke.
I'm telling you.
Nah, but y'all, because I got one for the ladies here, because y'all can definitely, y'all feel like y'all can just be flat out honest with us in whatever way. Sometimes intentionally, aggressively, and it's just like, all right, nigga, you just supposed to suck that up and be a man. But then when a nigga try to be mannish, he being toxic. So look, ladies, do you really want that level of honesty? And can you handle it without an emotional reaction?
I want to say it depends. I'm gonna say it depends. I'm going to.
Nigga ain't getting no insight listening to this. You are not about to get no insight if you listening to WGGJ today.
But with us, it's gotta be a yes or a no. That was it depends.
Go ahead, Pria. Speak on it, lady.
It depends. And I'm just speaking for myself. Sometimes especially if I just ask a question, if I ask something, I just want you to give it to me straightforward.
But I better have some chicken nuggets on deck, huh?
That's what I'm saying. I do want to hear the truth. I do want to hear the truth. I really do. But sometimes I might not want it to be laid on that thick. I'm telling you, it's about the how. You got to ease me into it. But I definitely do want to hear the truth. But, you know, I guess sometimes we could be very, very raw about it, and we expect for you all to just kind of suck it up like you said.
Right. We just got to take it.
You just kind of got to, I don't know. I do try to start off nice and work my way up to.
She tries now.
I try. Because I'm very upfront and very blunt. And, of course, he isn't. So he's more of like, hey, I'm say a little this here and a little this there. Now I have to put together the pieces as to what is really going on. Whereas with me, you just gonna get it all in one setting. I'm laying it out. It might lay.
And no food involved. I don't get no food, bro.
Hey, bro, I know you don't get no love, no hug, no. Hey, baby, this is just my opinion. It ain't no forward or nothing. You just getting straight to the meat.
Lord.
But like you said, you as a lady feel like you can do that and we can't. And like, hey, you know, I'm all about the equality and all of that, but like, if that's going on, then I'm gonna be managing other ways, and you just gotta accept that. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, because like if we're gonna be equal, then I'm gonna speak to you like an equal. Like I have gotten, I can't even say in trouble, because like I guess I say a lot of confrontational things as of today's age, and I don't try to be offensive, but I ain't really worried about it. Like, I don't like no back talk, so if
I don't like no back talk.
I don't. Like, if I'm going to come to you respectfully and logically, then, you know, I expect you to too. If you come at me emotionally and I shut that shit down, and I don't put my hands on you at all, like, unless we doing the kinky shit, and I'm all about that. But, you know,
Flavor.
I don't do that. Like, so I will just either make my point and leave, or I'll just kind of walk away and leave you yelling. You can't argue by yourself, and I don't like to holler. Like, I'm a naturally rambunctious person, but I don't do no arguing. That's not really my thing, you know.
Arguing's a sport. Not everyone can get into it like we can.
So no, now by we she means she.
Women.
Yeah, I heard what
the
we was. And see, we are better at debating, because we actually like, and this might get confrontational, but I like to back up my stuff by facts. You feel me? I know they say it makes you always remember how somebody made you feel, and I learned that later in life. Like, somebody told me that, and I read it somewhere, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, Maya Angelou said it.
Yeah, there you go, Maya, Miss Angelou. But yeah, Brad, like, that does make sense, because I do remember how I felt in situations, but I remember what your ass said and what the context was. Like, I remember the setup, because you ain't coming back to me later and be like, nah, you overreacted. Nah, nigga, I still feel valid about this.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes a lady will feel backed into the corner if you do that, though, because it's like, you know, well, that's why you came quick. I thought you said you had that whap. If you got that whap, a nigga gon' pop. But like, that's just an example. Like that actually hasn't come up to me in an argument. So, hey, well, then shit, I ain't gonna act like I ain't had a piece that it made brother release, but like, you know.
At the end, you can't tell me how to react to something. It's just like if someone slapped me, they can't get mad if I punch him in the face. So I do something where it's like the reaction is how I feel about it at the end of the day. You slap me, you might get the know what I mean?
You might get the know what I mean?
Look.
The bing bops.
Look, the bing bop boom, the 3-piece in the side, boy.
Oh, Lord of mercy. All right, hold up, y'all. WGGJ, the Groovemasters Worldwide Radio. We will be back after a couple more tunes with some more Q&A conversation.
Crazy that maybe I'm in love with you, I'm feeling you, I've given you more. No gimmicks, no limits. I'm all in with you, let's rendezvous and sit and chill and do what we do, enjoying the view. I cling to you like Usher said, you are my boo and you'll always have more. I knew it from the start, an angel here on earth, the one who saw my worth. I thank God for your birth, the one for me, my missing link. You were the token, I was awoken, now there ain't no going back. Help me get back on track, when I can't you pick up the slack. With you it's not an act, you love me and that's a fact. Love being your girl, you changed my whole world. You used to be broken down, treated like a clown, but you came and flipped the switch. You got me so bewitched, I know that this is it. Lit a fire in my spirit, my love I freely give it. My love I freely give it. My unicorn, I'm no longer torn. You are the chosen one, we have so much fun, it's always real good vibe. I love to read to describe, when words fall short, the feelings sort of change the way we act. Can't fake it, it's a matter of fact. You got my back, that's that on that. The sun in human form, the eye between a storm. New hope in me was born, the one for me, my missing link. You were the token, I was a walking, now it ain't no going back. Help me get back on track, when I can't you pick up the slack. With you it's not an act, you love me and that's a fact. Love being your girl, you changed my whole world. You used to be broken down, treated like a clown, but you came and flipped the switch. You got me so bewitched, I know that this is it. Lit a fire in my spirit, my love freely give it. My love I'll freely give it. I'll freely give, I'll freely give. My love I'll freely give. I'll freely give, I'll freely give, I'll freely give.
And you are back here on WGGJ, the Groovemasters Worldwide Radio, with your cinnamon host crunch, Jack Spade Jackson, aka Blue Crab Billy the Oyster Killer, over here with the precious power couple, Peteet and Pria and Peteet. A little bit sour and a little bit sweet, that's right, of the CoupleUp Card Game. Yeah, we about to get back into some more of this Q&A area, y'all. But just in case people have forgotten, go ahead and strike them on down with the name of the book, how they can contact you, and the game. Tell them about it, y'all.
So as always, James Peteet created the CoupleUp Card Game. You can grab your #1 relationship building tool in the form of a card game at CoupleUpGame.com. Also check us out at CoupleUp Card Game on Instagram and CoupleUp on Facebook. Also, don't forget to grab your Tabletop Creations ebook how to create your first profitable card game in 5 easy steps.
Right on. Look, Sister Pria, she said, I'm gonna lay back in the cut. She said, look, she building up ammunition. She doing
right.
she doing the thing. She's getting ready to participate in the sport. She is sitting back and loading up her ammunition.
Yeah.
I know. I know the tactics, baby. I plays chess. But I'm like, y'all still be all the warring on it.
Right.
All right, so here's one for both of you. How do you feel about gender roles? Why do you feel that way about gender roles? And what are the gender roles in your opinions?
Miss Pre, that is all you.
I want you to go first.
Nah, see, ladies first. See, now they don't want to go.
Go first.
So I was raised in a household, right?
Bing, bing.
The household I was raised in, there were very clear and defined gender roles. Although both my parents worked, Dad wanted Mom to be the chef that she never ended up being in his eyes, and that's kind of what led the relationship to kind of go a little down south. So me seeing that, growing up, I'm like, all right, when I do have a girlfriend, a wife, I'm gonna make sure that she knows, like, hey, if you're lacking in this area, that's cool. I got you in this area. Mm-hmm. So I never really wanted to grow up in that world where it was like certain things like, nah, only I do this and only you do this. Now, if we talking about like labor, stuff like that, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do stuff with the car or cut the grass, manual stuff like that. I'm cool on that. But the gender roles as it was back in the day, I definitely don't ascribe to now.
All right, so just for clarification, when I'm talking about gender roles now, I did ask what y'all opinions are or what you believe gender roles are, but I don't. When I say gender roles, I'm definitely kind of thinking more in line of what you're talking about, and not like shit from the 50s. Like, I ain't trying to have you barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen. You feel me? Now, that's your choice. If you want to get down like that, that's cool. I will spread the seed. Keep this progeny going. But nah, that's not what I'm looking for. Actually,
I don't think most women are like that today, anyway. Though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Much more obviously independent and all that is they're not rocking with that.
Hell no, those ain't even trying to have no baby.
Some of them don't.
All right, Miss Pria.
I definitely can agree with Mr. Peteet here. I definitely think that when it comes to gender roles these days, I think it's better knowing that we both can do whatever the other can do. But as a woman, I still want to know you are able to protect and provide, quote unquote, that, I guess, when it comes to whatever falls into those roles. But if you need me to, like he said, pick up where you leave off in some things, we are equal in that way. So I don't know. I definitely, like you said, the gender roles are kind of out of the window for me.
Or the old sense of gender.
The old sense, yeah.
All right, so both of y'all kind of, in my opinion, been tiptoeing around, getting to the meat of this, all right? So, because y'all giving some real generic answers. Because I gave you the direct question, but, like, here's an example, right? So, if you're my lady, and, and maybe we're living together, maybe we're not, but, maybe we're just staying together a little bit. Right? Mm-hmm. But I don't really expect you, I would love it if you did, but I don't really expect you to get out there in the yard with me. Like I told you earlier, me and my neighbor was busting out the chainsaws, cutting down fucking 40, 50 foot limbs that had cracked off from the storm. Like, I don't expect you out there with the chainsaw, busting wood and then chucking them joints. And so if I come in the house, I expect some meal to be waiting on me because I just did some good hard labor. So I'm expecting some good hot food. You feel me? Because I just put in work. You feel me?
Oh, here you go. Now it's like I can't cook. Look,
and I can cook and I do cook. That's actually one of the ways I show my love. I will feed the hell out of you, but I expect, I shouldn't have to come in and be like, hey, what's for dinner? And I don't smell nothing, or you ain't prepping something. If you've been hearing them chainsaws running and see me out in the backyard, you feel me? And
I'm sorry.
So that kind of goes. That kind of goes into being thoughtful. Then I guess, right? So you know, I've been out in the yard working all day long. It's kind of like the least you could do was make sure, you know, when I come in, I'm fed or I had something to replenish myself in some sort of way, right?
Yeah, and on some shit. If I know we both are capable of it, and I do my own stuff plenty, but and you know I wash yours as well. But like you know, if I'm taking care of house, I'm expecting you to take care of the laundry. Like you know, because I tend to vacuum a lot. Like I'm a type of dude that'll vacuum every day because you know, well, not
you got OCD though.
like in these times, ain't nobody coming over like that. But I still, you know, I vacuum every day. You know, just from tracking inside out. So while I'm doing that, all right. Maybe you wiping down the countertops, or maybe you busting out a load of laundry. So at the end of the week, it ain't a whole bunch to do, you know. But I'm looking, you know, for you to handle that because I'm tending to the other stuff. You ain't out there changing the oil and the brakes, but I actually do that stuff. Like, you know, I fulfill a lot of those old traditional male roles and stuff that, you know, a lot of these new R&B type niggas ain't really doing, you know. But with that comes the expectation that, you know, I'm treated like a man. Like, I want the big piece of chicken. Like, you know, you ain't gonna be arguing with me out in public. Like, even if we disagree and, you know, we can talk about that in the car, but if we in public, you just got to back me up. You know, we in this together.
Yeah, we absolutely. Look, now don't act like we ain't never had that. We definitely talked about it. If I'm wrong in public, check me later. Like, rock me in the moment, though, please.
Right. Can a nigga have some backup?
Yes, please. I can be dead wrong.
You got to come home with me.
Right. Nah, okay. I definitely I get the question of conversation a little more now. See, I can see that. So again,
but to me, that also goes into picking up where the other leaves off. So if you're outside and you did all this manual labor, all this hard labor work, what I'm saying is I'm not going to expect for you to come in and also cook dinner. So that's kind of me. I don't expect for you to do that.
But I had no carry out either. Like, I don't want no damn.
Hey, Jack.
I don't want no 5 wings fries with the mumbo sauce. If I was just out there being the motherfucking bounty man, like, yeah.
Look, I will get you from Outback.
Oh, baby.
I will get you what you want, but I mean,
I ain't on that tip. I will just take food. I ain't gonna lie. I need food.
Hey, not me, bro, because I actually am the kind of person that cooks every day. So like
gotcha.
I keep the fridge stocked. When I go fishing, I bring back a cooler full of fish. So we eating, like I'm actually out there getting our food. You feel me? So it shouldn't. I don't need to literally be bringing home the bacon and frying it up on the regular. Like you just, you really get to sit back and be Cleopatra in this mug. Like nah. And you know I do. You know I want you to keep yourself up. So I don't want you doing some of the more manual things, and you know that kind of falls into gender roles in my perspective too. Like, let me get my hands dirty. You keep yours nice. So you know when we go out, we look good. You know.
Right.
And unless it's a mechanics kind of love, I don't need your nails being dirty and like, because I keep my cuticles cut and my nails clean. So like, I don't need you with the nubs. You feel me? Looking like a piano player out this month.
Yeah. Oh Lord. But definitely that was a good point made though. Just picking up what the other person like though. But I think what he's saying is more like it's an expectation that you should have to do this because
of what he's doing.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. I can agree with that.
I appreciate that. You know, I just needed some outside opinion on this because, you know, let Instagram tell it I am archaic. And I know I'm a dinosaur, but goddamn, like I don't necessarily feel like we should go instinct. Like, you know, some more mannish men would, you know, kind of help out some of these problems with our youth.
Look,
I say it all the time.
Jack, you done messed up.
You hit the nail on the head with that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk out. Yeah, I go ahead and talk.
That's what I'm saying. He hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what we need because the more you step into one role, the more I won't feel like we have to be on that. I guess the more you step into one role, the expectation of me doing whatever it is, like picking up where you left off, it's going to be, I guess, one of those things where it's going to be a comfortable thought. Because now I know that you expect for yourself to be doing this, so you're going to be expecting for me to be doing X, you will be doing Y. But if more men are not in that, I guess, manly role, sometimes I might think that I need to get out there and, start cutting the trees down because you might not get to.
Now, I feel you on that. And, if you are, because like my neighbor's wife, and, they both in their 60s, they halfway country folks, so she won't like hawk the big wood, but she'll go pick up like the smaller limbs and get them out the way. So, like she always puts her hand down. She helping. And when we out there fishing, literally we'll pull the fish out, gut the jank, cut the jank. She be out there with the grease on the outside propane jank, frying it up fresh. Mm-hmm. So I love it. And they both respect each other. She's not, submissive to him or nothing like that in no uncomfortable way. But like, she has rules that she goes by. Like, she don't make nobody's plate except her man's. Mm-hmm. And I believe in that.
Absolutely.
And like, I've been her neighbor 20 years and like gone, and came back. And, she always feed me, but I makes my own plate. She told me, I don't make nobody plate but my man's.
Respect.
That's respect.
Yeah, and I got love for that.
And again, though, those are also old school traditions, though. Like, I'm sure some people don't ascribe to that. Oh, like, someone like, I'm never making your plate. Granted, even if I'm your wife, like, we had to cook out, you can make your own plate. Mm-hmm. It's just, they kind of book it people, not just women. Like, people will pick and choose what times they want to act on those gender roles.
I think people even pick and choose the gender roles in which to follow these days when it comes to that too. Mm-hmm. Not even pick and choose the time, but pick and choose what to keep and what to throw out. Mm-hmm. So maybe you are a little ancient in that way, because a lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people.
I take it.
A lot of people would not think in the line of what you're thinking at all. Not in today. Not when women feel like they are.
Not a man and a woman.
That's what I was gonna say. Or they need to be based off of how the men, what the men are lacking.
Now, I was going to speak on that because you made a good point with that. And we could really get into some real deep conversation. Like, we might have to, off the air about, why it ends up being this way. Getting down to the welfare system and all of that, and how they pay for you to not have a man in the house. But
there you go.
But I definitely feel what you're saying, about female sometimes feeling like she has to be the man and the woman. I was raised by divorced parents, and actually, I spent time with both of them. And like, actually, my pops was the one, that he was super firm and had me doing all kind of mannish shit. But he was the one that made me home cooked meals and made my lunch every day and woke up early when I was younger and pressed my uniform to make sure my clothes was tight. And mom really wasn't on that wave. She was more like, chicken nuggets and frozen vegetables type deal. Like, so
right.
And it's all love, but I maybe that's part of the reason why I do appreciate those other roles, because like, if I'm that wore my pops out, like, this nigga was doing it all literally. And
I can see that.
But I had an example of a man, because it's a lot of these cats, they don't have older folks around and they don't have men around, so they be acting real effeminate because they raised by and around women.
Absolutely.
And they're taught to be cute instead of taught to be, honorable. And
that's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, stand up man, stand up guy, all that type.
And then they don't get no respect, and then they end up shooting their women because they don't listen to them.
Look.
That's a whole course. That need to be.
You can only follow a leader, okay? If you're not a leader, no one's gonna follow you. If you don't lead like a man, no woman is going to want to be behind you. So I have to have trust and faith that you know how to do that. And if I don't have that, you don't have my respect the way you want to. And that's just how that goes.
But you ain't got to act like a wild horse and make me like tame you for real. Like, look, Look, cause that's a whole another part of the game. That's the pimp aspect. You know, if I'm gonna be out there taming wild beasts, we're gonna do it for profit. Like, yo, I ain't trying to domesticate a wildcat, cause you old player knowledge, and you know, it used to be common knowledge. You can't turn a whore into a housewife. So if I got to tame you, then you starting to look less and less like housewife potential. I'm seeing too many symptoms of the isms that I've seen locally and colloquially.
I see what he did there.
Hey, look, this has been a great conversation, but we're going to have to wrap this episode up of this Q&A. But please tune on in for the next episode, because as you see, we're getting deep into it, and we're enjoying ourselves here with Peteet and Pria and Peteet. A little bit sour, a little bit sweet, the power couple of the CoupleUp Card Game, the ultimate relationship building tool. And tell us about the book. Tell us about how to contact you before we sign off, please.
Absolutely. Again, you can grab your CoupleUp Card Game at CoupleUpGame.com. Grab your Tabletops Creation ebook, How to Create Your First Profitable Card Game in 5 Easy Steps. You can also send us an email at jpeteet@CoupleUpGame.com for all your questions and inquiries and speaking events, anything that you want to know about us. And also follow us on Instagram at CoupleUp Card Game.
Right on. Miss Pria, don't be silent for the sign off.
Thank you for having me. You can follow me on Instagram at capria.carter.
My pleasure. She said short and sweet.
Right. I have to give it all the game, all the ammo. Now it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm hungry. I need to be fed. I gotta feed. See?
Low on fuel. Look.
Well, look here. For our faithful friends, fans, and family members, you can find us here from WGGJ at ThaGroovemasters.com. That's THA Groovemasters.com, or on Instagram, _Groovemasters. And you can also find us at jack@ThaGroovemasters.com if you'd like to email us. All right, that way you can contact me with any questions you'd like to hear discussed here. Maybe you'd like to give your opinion and we can go ahead and put that on the air. Maybe it's some song requests, whatever it is. We're known for giving them what they want at the Groove Masters Entertainment. Thank you for listening to the Q&A here with Pria and Peteet on the Groove Masters Radio.